in Ohio. It's 2 o'clock in Ohio, and it's 19 1930 something in Washington D.C. Um, and so anyway, uh, hello Lenny, hello Despina, hello Baba C, hello Terry, and we know Louis is not going to be with us tonight because he told us. But of course, in Morocco, in Marrakesh, there is Waleed, who has reverted to showing himself as a candle. He became a human being for a little while. Now he's become a candle. It's so. Without further ado, we have tonight's teller, which is Despina Ario, which is marvelous teller, sitting down in Greece somewhere on one of these islands, in some kind of paradise. So Despina, can you take it away, please?
Thank you very much. Hello, people. Good to be here with you. So this is Despina. Do not pay attention to my beloved friend John. It's not Despina. It's Despina. Like we say.
Yes. All right. I've managed to train myself to not call you Despina. I've now got it Despina, but I need to get an emphasis on that first syllable. Despina.
Despina. That's it.
Despina. I'm now sufficiently crushed.
You're fine. Do not worry. You are one of my most beloved people. You can call me what you like.
Don't tell him that.
Yeah, I am telling him that. I am so sorry that my lovely Louis is not here with us tonight. I was so looking forward to seeing him. I hope he's having a great time on holidays with his mommy after a long, long time, because I was not there last Friday, but I was watching and I know it all. So I hope they are having a great time. I hope that he sees this on he sees the recording, because, well, it's been such a long time that I haven't told stories for kids. I was so looking forward to this. I am very, very excited to be telling stories to kids after a long time. And today, it is spring equinox. You can see the poppies coming out behind me. It is Anti-Racism Day all over the globe. Let us hope that logic resides among humanity. And it is, of course, Poetry Day. So many things, so many nice things in one day. I thought I'd start you off with an invitation. If you're a dreamer, come in. If you're a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you're a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. It is Terry, one of my favorite poets as well. I love Silverstein. I wish he would still be alive and produce more work. He was excellent. But he's left us such a lovely treasure trove to draw from, like he did. So I was thinking that having not told stories to young humans in such a long time, I thought I'd find some really, really ridiculous ones for tonight. So I hope you'll be with me in today's spirit, which is light. So this story I'm going to start you with, I heard from a very expressive storyteller, a Greek storyteller called Taxiarchis Belianis. He's a big man, he occupies a lot of space, and he has a stentorian voice, and he can be heard across the room to the furthest kid there in the back who was not paying attention before. Well, he would be paying attention now. So, Taxiarchis, thank you for this story. One day, Little Beetle put on her best clothes, her best attire for spring. She put on colors and she made her hair and she powdered her nose and she went out because, as you'd have it in spring, she was looking for a soulmate. And she looked here and she looked there and she was looking her best. And there she was walking down the street. She saw an ox. An ox looked at Little Beetle. An ox said, Little Beetle, you look so wonderful today. Would you like us to go out together to watch a play at the theatre? And Little Bit said, I might, it depends. I really like songs, I like music, I like melodies. I like people who can sing. Tell me, Ox, would you be willing to sing for me? And Ox took a deep breath and started bellowing as melodically as he thought possible. And it was a nice buzzing in the ear, but it was not exactly what Little Beetle had in mind when it came to music. So she said, thank you very much. I appreciate the effort, but I think that perhaps you should go to the theatre by yourself today, and maybe I'll see you around another day. Ciao. Bye-bye, Ox. And she kept on walking down the street. And as she kept on walking, she was enjoying the spring breeze and she could smell the flowers that were in blossom, in full blossom all around her. And it was a wonderful day indeed. And as she kept walking, she came across a donkey. And Donkey looked at Biddle, and Donkey said, Little Biddle, you look so beautiful today. Little Biddle, there is a cafe nearby. Would you like us to go there so I could take you out for a lemonade? And Little Biddle said, well, Donkey, we might as well, but you know, I've never heard you sing. Would you mind doing a little bit of singing for me, and then I'll decide? And Donkey took his best breath ever, and he went like, little, it's springtime, and the flowers are smiling. And she said, that's enough, dear Donkey. Thank you kindly. I think I'll just go and enjoy it for a little while longer. Bye, ta-da. She carried on walking down the street. And then, as she was walking down, she met another animal. What was it? Do you remember? The first it was the ox, John. Then it was the donkey. What was after that? Help me out, and tell me, what was it she saw? Or what was it that saw her?
Cat.
A what?
A cat.
Can't hear ya. Oh, a cat. Of course, yeah. It was the cat. Thank you, BBC. And it was a big cat, the one with those fluffy cheeks you want to squeeze so much. And he looked at Biddle and he said, meow, little Biddle, you're looking pretty. Why don't I take you down the coast where there's a lovely tavern and they have nice fish and trails we can feast upon. And, well, little Biddle thought about it. She didn't mind the food, but she said, Cat, I could go down to the tavern with you, but would you mind singing a little bit for me first? And cat, I don't know if you had the cats. Usually, when they're hungry, they're so nice. They're like meow, meow, meow. But when they're interested in a girl, that tone changes entirely. And cat went like, ow, ow, ow. A little bit said, "Oh Lord, insect gods, please, cat, thank you very much. It was a wonderful song, but I'm not very hungry. I think I'll just carry on walking for a little while. Thank you. See you later. Bye." And she kept walking. And as she was walking, she saw another beetle. And the other beetle saw her. And the he beetle stopped on his trunk, on all his 6 heels, and said, "Little beetle, you're looking very pretty. Would you like us to go together for a walk in nature and admire the flowers? And maybe if I find a beautiful rose, I will cut it and offer it to you. What do you think?" And little beetle said, "That's a very interesting offer, but you know what? I really enjoy singing. Do you know? Would you mind singing for me?" And he beetle, he just looked at his toes and he said, "No, not really." "What do you mean?" I can't sing." "You what?" "I can't sing," said beetle. "How is this possible?" Well, parenthesis to the story. My friend Taxiarchy says it was quite possible because apparently some decades ago 4 beetles sang so well no other beetle ever sang after them. So yeah, that's the explanation. But beetle said, back to the story, "I'm sorry, I can't sing. I don't sing." "What do you do all day? It's spring. Everybody sings. What do you do?" And beetle said, "Well, you know, I find this, well, that's why I love for dung and I just put it on and I make it as very nice. That's what I do all day." Did you hear what he said? Neither did little beetle. Little beetle said, "You find a what? And you do what?" And he said, "Well, I find a piece of dung and I just push it and I make it into a sphere. This is how I pass my day." "I do not understand. What is it you do?" I find this piece of dung and I push it all day and I make it into a sphere and then this is how I pass my day." "Look, I don't understand what it is you do," said little beetle. "If you don't tell me, I'm not wasting any more time with you. I'll just go on a walk on my own, okay? Please tell me, if you don't sing, what is it you do all day?" "Well, if you insist, I guess I have to tell you. Here's what I do. I find a piece of dung and then I start pushing it down the street. And as it rolls, it becomes this kind of beautiful round sphere. And then I keep pushing and I keep pushing until it is larger than me. And this is what I do all day." You know what little beetle said? "Well, I do the same. How nice. Let us go and find a little piece of dung and do it together." And so they did. And both beetles had a very nice time that day, and the next spring day, and the next spring day. And I don't know how many springs beetles, little beetles, they're so cute and so little. I don't know how many springs they remain alive, but for the rest of their remaining springs, they would do this together. Such a lovely little tale. So, speaking of Silverstein that both Terry and I so much love, I found this little, well, not little, I found this poem, and it is Poetry Day, so, you know, The weather is changing, and the days become longer, and the nights become shorter, and it's springtime, and well, who wants to go to school in springtime? Kids sometimes they come up with the most unexpected ways of trying to convince a parent, usually a carer, not to be taken to school, to be allowed to just spend the day at home or, play computer games or go for a walk or play with their friends, anything other than school. But spring break is around the corner. Hang in there, guys. You've got this. It's just a little bit more. So, Shel Silverstein wrote this poem. I'm going to share with you now. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gush, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry, I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough, I sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched. My ankle's sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold. My toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff. My voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent. My spine is straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is... What? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. So, you have to go to school. You have to wake up every morning. And then, once school is done, if you're clever, you have to go to university. And then again, you have to wake up in the morning and go to lectures. And then, when university is over, if you're clever, you will get a nice job. But then again, you'll probably have to wake up in the morning until... Papa, see, John, you're so lucky. Until retirement, you notice Terry, I'm only referring to the gentleman. But then people can finally rest. They can go to their house in Romania and take a good rest, a good needed, well-needed rest. But not everybody. Not our little old lady, because she decided she wanted to go to the market that spring day and buy herself a pig. So she went, left her house, closed the door, went across the yard, up the stile from the fence, down the stile the other way, and she started walking down the path. Through the woods, all the way to the market, where she was a clever old lady. She did all the, what do you call it, Babasi? What was it we did when we wanted to buy something in Marrakesh? We had to haggle, wasn't it? She did some good haggling. Well, it knows what we're talking about. she did some good haggling and she got herself a pig in a very good price. And she was very excited to go back home with her pig. So she put a little rope around the pig's neck and she started dragging it behind her. And the pig followed. So there she was, the same path towards her house, through the woods, outside her fence, up the stile she wanted to go, but the pig wouldn't follow. She dragged the rope behind her, but the pig wouldn't move. So she stopped. She went down the steps again and she said, "Pig, we're home. Go up the stile, go past that fence and go inside. I want to go home." But the pig just stayed there, did not move. Actually, not only did it not move, it just sat on its big bum and would not move an inch. "Pig," she said, and she pleaded with the pig, and she tried to drag the pig, and she tried to push the pig from behind. But I don't know if you've ever kind of wrestled with a pig. Let me tell you this. You're lucky. If the pig does not want to move, the pig will not move. No matter what the little old lady did, that pig would not move an inch. Oh dear, what is this now? What am I to do? And as she was looking around, she saw Dog. "Ha, Dog," she said. "Come here, Dog. Yes, I'm talking to you." "Woof. Yes, you, I'm talking to you. Come here, look, go and bite Big on the bum." So that pig goes up the stile and inside the house. "I go to my house and rest." And Dog said, "Ruff, ruff, ruff," which in dog language meant, "I'm too busy chasing my own tail right now. I don't have time to go biting pigs." And the little old lady just saw him making rounds around himself as if he was chasing the most interesting thing in the world. And she said, "Oh dear, Dog won't listen to me. What am I to do now?" And she looked to the other side, and there she saw a stick. And she said, "Stick, yes, I'm talking to you. Go and beat Dog so that Dog will go and bite the pig, and the pig will go up the stile, and I will go home tonight." But the stick just stood there, immobile, not moving, not appearing to hear the old lady, not appearing to be breathing, actually. I don't know why the old lady was talking to Stick, but, well, what do you know? It's a tail, so Stick would not move. Oh no, what is this now?" said the little old lady. "What am I to do?" And there she looked the other side. She saw the remainings of a nice bonfire that people had lighted the previous night. And there she went and she said, "Fire, look, go and burn the stick so the stick goes and hits the dog so that the dog goes and bites my pig and the pig goes up the stile and I can go home tonight." But the fire just creaked and crackled in her beautiful light and did not pay any attention to the little old lady. Oh dear, what is this now? What am I to do?" she said. And she was looking across from behind the fire. She saw the stream. I know, she said. She went down to the stream and she said, Stream, listen to me. You go and quench that fire, or threaten to quench that fire, so that the fire goes and burns the stick, and the stick goes and hits the dog, and the dog goes and bites the pig, and the pig goes up the stile, and I go home tonight." The stream just kept on flowing, as streams always do, not paying any attention to what the little old lady was ranting about. "What am I to do now?" said the little old lady. "I really want to go home." And as she was looking further up the field, she saw a big bull, nose ring and all, that was munching away some grass in the field. And she went there. What a fearless little old lady. She went there and she said, Bull, you go down the stream and start drinking the water so the stream gets scared and goes and quenches the fire, and the fire burns the stick, and the stick hits the dog, and the dog bites the pig, and the pig goes up the stile, and I go home tonight." And bull kept munching his fresh green grass and would not move a hoof. Oh dear, nobody's paying any attention to me today. How am I to go home? I really, really want to go home. It's been a tiring day. It's been a long day. What do I do? And then there, the other side, she saw the butchers. Ah, I know, she said. Little lamp lighting above her head. I know what to do. Into the butcher's she went, and she saw the butcher clean his big silver knives. And she said, Butter, yes, please, take your knives and go and threaten the bull, threaten that you're going to slaughter him, you're going to cut his throat, so that the bull goes down the stream and drinks the water, and the water goes to the fire and quenches it. And the fire burns the stick, and the stick hits the dog, and the dog bites the pig, and the pig goes up the slide and into my house, so I can get some rest tonight. But the butcher kept on sharpening his tools, and he said, actually, I think it kind of reminds me, that butcher reminds me of the chef in Muppets. Do you remember the chef? Yeah, he's a Belgian guy, isn't he? He kind of spoke like that, which meant, little old lady, I'm too busy cleaning my stuff now. Please go away and leave me alone. I don't care about your business. But the little old lady understood none of this. The only thing she saw was that he was mumbling something through his teeth and would not go and threaten to slaughter the bull. Oh my, I can't believe this. What am I to do? What am I to do? I really want to go home. And then at the corner of the butcher's room, she saw a coiled rope. I know, she said. And she went to the rope and she said, Rope, please go and whip the butcher's butt so that he takes the knives and goes and slaughters the bull, and the bull goes down the stream and drinks the water, and the water goes and quenches the fire, and the fire burns the stick, and the stick hits the dog, and the dog bites the pig, and the pig goes up the silent. I go home tonight. But the rope just kept there, coiled like a cobra, as if it were an inanimate object. Well, I can't believe this, she said. I can't believe this. What am I to do? And as she was looking inside the butcher's still, she saw a little mouse with something in his little mouth. Mouse, she said. Mouse, you go and bite that rope. Start gnawing the rope so that the rope wipes the butcher's bum, and the butcher takes his knife and slaughters the bull, and the bull goes down the stream and drinks the water, and the water goes and quenches the fire, and the fire burns the stick, and the stick hits the dog, and the dog bites the pig, and I go home tonight. The mouse said through his whiskers. I'm having a very nice piece of cheese. I do not care about gnawing any ropes. And he kept munching at his little piece of cheese. Oh no, I can't believe this. Up there, because they're always high, aren't they, was the cat. You cat, said the little old lady. You cat, you go and bite that mouse, or, threaten it so that it goes and gnaws the rope, and the rope wipes the butcher's bum, and the butcher takes his knives and slaughters the bull, and the bull goes down the stream and drinks the water, and the water quenches the fire, and the fire burns the stick, and the stick hits the dog, and the dog bites the pig, and I go home tonight, will you please? And cat. Oh no, not even the cat will be here to me. Wait. Yes, what is it? I might help you. If you go to the stable and get me some fresh milk from the cow, I will help you. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Wait over here, please, do not move. Into the stable she was, where our poor cow was there, munching away the hay that was put in front of her. The little old lady said, Cow, I need your help. Cow, my love, can I please have some of your milk? So I take it to the cat, and the cat kills the mouse, and the mouse gnaws the rope, and the rope wipes the butcher's bum, and the bum, the butcher slaughters the bull, and the bull drinks the water, and the water quenches the fire, and the fire burns the stick, and the stick hits the dog, and the dog bites the pig, and I go home tonight, please. Look, I might, if you go out there in the field, I'm bored of eating hay. Would you bring me some fresh green grass? My mouth is watering just by thinking about it. If you get me green grass, fresh, mind you, I will let you welcome me. Yes, thank you, said the little lady. And there she was, out in the field, gathering as much fresh green grass as she could. And it was really tall and really a lot. She gathered an armful, and she took back to the cow, and she placed it in the wooden bowl in front of the cow. And the cow started munching, and when she was done with munching away all the fresh green grass, with a piece of grass stuck between her big teeth, she said, that was lovely. Now you can milk me. So the little old lady took the stool, sat there, and started whoosh, 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 milking the cow. And she got half a bucket, and she brought it to the cat. And the cat licked away all the milk from the bowl until it was sparkling clean, as if milk had never touched it, and all her face and all her whiskers. And she said, now I will help you. And 1 minute she was this cute furry thing you like to huddle or to keep in your arms and listen to it purr, and it relaxes you. And then closed out, sharp teeth out, meow, she turned into this monstrous cat that was after the mouse, and the mouse let drop of the little bit of cheese it was eating and ran for its life, and it started gnawing at the rope, and the rope, for the first time in its life, was being gnawed, came out of his coil and went at the butcher and started wiping the butcher's bum, and the butcher went, and he took hold of the cleaver, and he took hold of the knife, and he ran outside in the field towards the bull, and the bull saw that butcher running to watch him holding his knives in his hands, and he started running towards the stream, and when he got there, he started slurping away the water, and the stream that had never been slurped like that before left its place and went towards the fire, and the crackling fire saw the stream coming towards her in a very menacing manner, and she went towards the stick, and she burnt the stick, and the stick, ouch, I felt it was being burned, and it went to the dog and hit on the dog's bum, and the dog went and bit the pig's bum, and the pig went up the stile and into the fence, and behind it was the little old lady, who finally managed to go home that night. And if you were outside that house, it had been a long, tiring day, at night, listening, you wouldn't be able to tell which one of the two, the little old lady or her pig, was snoring the loudest. Thank you, thank you. Thank you kindly. So, Anti-Racism Day. This is so important. And it's the kids, it's the younger generation I rely upon to put an end to all the malevolence of politicians and bad people, kids who want us to not accept anything different, who wants us to abide by their rules always and keep an eye to find anything that's different and denounce it. You kids, you're our hope. You can do better. I found this poem online. I don't know who the poet is. I really liked it. It's called Unique. It's hard to be different, to act just like you, to love your uniqueness in whatever you do. Your hair can be curly or wavy or straight. Your eyes might be different, but that makes you great. Running or writing, numbers or art, your friends will all love you for the size of your heart. But what makes a good friend? Someone who cares, someone who laughs with you, someone who's there, someone who helps you when you've hurt your knee, or someone to catch you when you fall from a tree. A friend sees that you're special and loves all of you, from singing to dancing, and you love them too. It's hard to be different, to act just like you. So love your uniqueness, whatever you do. This is our best chance of fighting racism. The first thing we do is love ourselves for the ways we are different. And then we can see the bigger picture and see how this also applies to others. And back to my silly stories for the night. I've heard another version that does not have a riddle like the first one I told you. It is the signature version, one of the signature stories of my friend Georgia Machuca, whom John and Babasi met in 23 in Marrakesh. So I heard this tale from her. Little Aunt was walking down the street when she found a red ribbon. And she took the red ribbon and she put it around her black round head, and she was oh ever so pretty. And she went back to her house and she stood at the window and was just there looking at the different animals passing by. And you know how it is with the girls in our stories today, they really enjoy good songs. So what animal was passing from there, Terry? What was it?
Am I making up an animal?
Yeah, well, it
Oh.
has to be something that exists already.
It has to what? I'm sorry.
To be something that already exists. Don't
Oh,
make it one out of thin air.
No, I'm not going to create an animal. Armadillo.
Oh, I have no idea what armadillo sounds like. An armadillo was passing by Little Aunt's house. And but he has unmuted. Perhaps you know what an armadillo sounds like. Do you? Hold that thought.
Give it the sound you want, because I've never heard an armadillo actually make a noise. So
Everybody's gonna find out today. So Armadillo looked a little Aunt and she said, "You're very pretty. Would you like to be my girlfriend?" And Little Aunt
sounds like an
said,
armadillo.
"Will you sing for me?" Oh, please unmute yourself, Babasi, because now we have to find out what Armadillo sang to Little Aunt.
No, I remuted myself. I was saying you were doing a good armadillo.
What you heard now was Armadillo singing. That was his voice. But Little Aunt was not interested. And she said, "No, thank you. I think I'll have my chances in the future with somebody else." So there was armadillo down the street, and then another animal passed. What was it, John? What was it this time? Was it something as exotic as an armadillo? What was it this time?
It was an elephant.
Oh, an elephant, of course it would have. Everybody knows that armadillos and elephants live side to side. They're next door neighbors. So there it was, then an elephant passing by looking at little ant. And I don't know if you've heard that elephants are scared of ants. It's not true, because the minute that elephant saw the ant with the red ribbon on her head, he said, "Oh, don't you look beautiful? Would you like to go for a walk with me and we can become girlfriend and boyfriend?" And you know what? Little Ant did not mind his size. She was not racist like that. She did not mind how big Elephant was. The only thing she cared for was hearing him sing. So, John, what did your elephant sound like when he sang for Little Ant?
Whoa!
Oh, what a weird elephant. Well, but she did not care about his weirdness. That was fine, but she didn't really enjoy that song very much. So she said, you know what, elephant, let's leave it for some other time. Have a nice day now, bye." And, well, poor old elephant, even though he was kind of handsome in his green heart, he just kept walking by, because it has to be requited love, otherwise it doesn't matter. And so Lola was still there at her window when Baba said, "What was it this time?"
A fox.
The fox, God. What does the fox say? There is even a song about that. Nobody knows what the fox says. And Fox saw little ant on her window. He said, "Oh, little ant, you're so beautiful today. Would you like to come with me into the forest and be my girlfriend?" And little ant wanted to hear him sing. Baba said, "Let's see you now." And little ant said, "That's lovely, but I cannot really tell whether it's a song or laughter, so I don't think so. Thank you very much. No." She was kind of strict. She had really high standards when it came to singing. But you know what? After all those guys had passed by paying her compliments, there came a little mouse. And Mouse looked at the ant with the red ribbon on the window, but he was kind of too shy to speak to her, and he said, "Good morning." And little ant was taken aback. She said, "Aren't you going to tell me how beautiful I am in my red ribbon?" And little mouse said, "You are very beautiful indeed." "Okay, and how come you're not saying that you want to be my boyfriend?" I wouldn't dare." "I see. I tell you what, would you like to do some singing for me?" Now, I don't know if you have the correct Zoom settings and if it's going to be heard, but little mouse went like, "Ee." Is it heard? "Ee." And little ant was just astonished. She felt like she was at the opera house. She said, "Oh, Mouse, how beautifully you sing. Wait for me. I'm coming out. We can go for a walk together." And they went for a walk together. And they became boyfriend and girlfriend, because the first story might be lovely, but listen, girls and boys, it doesn't mean that you have to find another beetle if you are a beetle to be happy. Love comes in all sorts of ways and manners. Let us have an open mind. Little Mouse and Little Ant were so happy together, they actually got married. They had a huge party, all their friends were there, and they were living a happy life. And one day, after some time, aunt was at home with her friends. It was girls' night, and all her friends were there in the living room. They were sipping their tea, and well, I think one was having a beer actually, and they were discussing about life and people they knew and gossiping a little bit because that was fun. No evil intended. When Little Mouse came home and he saw the girls there in the living room, and he thought he wouldn't want to bother them, and he could smell something nice coming out of the kitchen. So that was interesting. He went into the kitchen to see, and he could see the big pot with something boiling inside up on the stove, and the smell. Oh my. He just wanted to have a little look at what was inside. So he went up the chair with his little legs, and the pot was still high up. He went up the chair even further, and he could see that his wife, who loved him so dearly, was making his favorite soup. He couldn't wait until his wife's friends went their own ways and they could have some soup together. And he thought that, well, they're inside, they're having fun. I don't want to go there and spoil it for them. I just have a little taste to see if anything is missing from the soup. Obviously, we always taste like that when we're preparing food, and then it's minus 10 meatballs when it's time to serve it. But let's get back to the story. So he was above the pot, sniffing and slurping, and he put his mouth inside his tongue, but it wasn't enough for him to lick it. And then all of a sudden, bloom, in he was in the pot. And he struggled, he swam, but it was really hot in there. He swam to the surface and he started calling out, "Ee! Ee!" Little aunt heard him from the inside, and she told her girls, "Oh, that's my husband. He's back from work. Listen to him singing." And the mouse went on, "Ee! Ee!" because he was being scorched, really. It kept for so long that little aunt was alarmed, and she said, "I'd better go and check on my husband, girls. Wait here." Inside she went, and she hear him singing somewhere, but she couldn't see him anywhere. And then she looked at the pot. "Oh no," she said, and she went up with all 6 legs up the chair, up at the furthest, highest point of the chair, and she looked at her husband, and she undid the red ribbon she always had on her head, and she called out, "Girls!" And all her mates were there, and she threw that ribbon inside, and Little Mouse caught it, and she pulled with all her might, and all her friends behind her, they all pulled and pulled until they could put poor Little Mouse out of the pot. Well, back in those days, there were no hospitals, nowhere to take an injured husband, so she kept him at home, and she nursed him back to health slowly. And her friends would help. They would bring them this, that, never that soup. It was agreed between the couple that that soup was not to be made in the house again. And truth is, she was a good wife. She saved her husband's life. And even though she sacrificed her red ribbon and never again wore it after that, Little Mouse did not care, because she had saved his life. She had proven that he was much worthier to her than some piece of decoration. And he kept singing to her for many, many years. And they lived a happy life together, because you know what? What they had was true love.
That was wonderful.
Ratified their relationship. Baba, sorry, he says that the mouse singing ratified their relationship.
Well, I have found the sound of an armadillo, and they scream.
Some animals you never expect it. I mean, have you heard? Angry cats.
Stop
Sounds like one of my dates.
it.
Foxes
There you are.
scream too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, we have fox on my property, and yes, we hear them screaming, and it's like the first time you hear it, you're like, what is that? Almost sounds like a baby screaming.
Yes.
Wow. And they might be just talking to each other, you know?
That
For all we
turtle.
know.
Hey.
Thank you kindly for your good words. Thank you.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever heard not a turtle, that's in the water, a tortoise in love. Oh, Google it, guys. It's the weirdest sound ever. I've heard it live.
I've never
Highly
dated
recommended.
a tortoise.
You know,
I
you might
shall,
as well be a
never
rock.
date turtles.
If a turtle wants to mate, a rock will do. I tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's cheap. Cheap date.
I guess you should say that turtle was growing bolder.
That was a wonderful session, Despina.
Yes.
Despina.
Thank you. Thank you, my love. All
Oh,
springy.
oh, so when spring is sprung, and we've got some good stuff coming up. Sunday at 6 o'clock is the 5th anniversary of the World Storytelling Cafe from the 5th of our first broadcast. And so Mike and I worked this out the other day. So Mike Rust is doing his worldwide story round, and we'll just let it rock on for as long as it takes. As many people as can get onto it on Sunday, 6 o'clock it starts. God knows when it's going to finish. But please come along, tell a story, do a poem, do whatever you like, really. And then what we got on Friday? Oh, we got Anthony Galvin Healy, novelist, conjurer, magician, and storyteller. You met Tony in Marrakesh this year, Babasi, amongst the 106 other storytellers. So it's the guy in the red hat. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Irish guy. So we go. So come from Cork. Stories from Cork from Tony this Friday, but Sunday 6 o'clock. Solar, good to see you, man. Great. Been a while.
It's been a while. I'll be there on Sunday.
Yeah, come Sunday because you're one of our originals.
Yeah, I'll come. And thank you very much, Despina. That was so nice. I listened to 2 of your stories. Felt like a little child again.
Yes, she has that effect. Well, it is billed as stories for children, and we are, of course, perpetual stories children. So thank you, Despina.
You're very, very welcome. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah. So don't make it so long next time. And thank you, Terry, for being our consistent audience. So, and thank you, Waleed, of course, for flying, as always, the magic carpet. Meanwhile,
And enjoy Iftar, Walid. I think it's time.
yeah, he's got another few days to go of Ramadan. So I think I think about another week or so. How long, Waleed, is Ramadan? Another week, 2 weeks?
2.
2.
Yeah, 10 days.
Oh, well. So you get really healthy during that time. So anyway, we'll see you.
I'm really hungry.
Yeah, no, it's, that's purgatory working in a cafe during Ramadan.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, you look after yourselves, everyone. Happy spring.
Happy spring. Bye.
Happy Poetry Day. Happy Anti-Racist Day. Happy Everything Day. Just have a happy day. Or move to Finland, which
Fantastic
has
ride.
now been Finland is officially the happiest country in the whole world. But of course, the happiest place is wherever the World Storytelling Cafe is. We all know this. Okay,
on.
bye everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Take care, John. Don't forget to program me.